Hello, traders. Let me know if you can see my screen and you can hear me. Just drop it there in the YouTube chat. All right, Peppy, how are you, buddy? How are you navigating this crazy market? All right, guys, welcome. Yes, it is tough. You got to play small size. And a lot of people, are probably, and it's so oversold. You can't help but, want to take a chance here every now and then as possibly being a bottom. The only thing that would kind of keep me away, keep me light anyway. I'm basically playing really, really small size today. Is typically after you know, a big move like we've had, uh, yesterday, and especially in the queues. You'll have like a digestion day. I think you've probably heard me and Steve talk about this, where you just kind of get fight back and forth. The bulls and bears have at it, and then typically tomorrow's a day which possibly could be a big mover in either direction, a potential, doji reversal or continuation. But hate to say it, but in most cases it's a continuation move. But we'll us bulls will hold out our hopes. But geez, yeah, it hasn't been, yeah, a lot of consolidation today. A lot of uh gosh, it doesn't take, you don't need to play much size. You can get the movement. That's the problem with, I think, a lot of new traders have. They go in this uh, a day like today with the same size trades as they would, couple of months ago, and you just can't do that, man. You'll get chopped up and hurt big time. But that being said, let me make some room here. I got a lot of, you can see I'm mostly in China. I did take a chance on some Amazon, but not like I said, tiny size, and I'm willing to give that one up pretty quick. I held some K-Web overnight. I bought it on this jam down at the 20, 10 period moving average yesterday. And but like always, these things were not always on this day. It was like the only day. I don't know what got into them this day, but they just rallied these things. And of course, I held overnight and sold the open because you're so used to seeing this. But I tell you, when they beat these things up, it's like last night. Yesterday they got crushed, and then China was basically flat overnight, basically trading about right where they tried to gap up to up here. But I've had a lot of success, when they're killing these things, to buy them and hold them overnight and then sell the gaps. Oh, good job, Bill. Yeah. Yeah, the thing about a 15-minute chart versus a 5, it will slow you down. Okay, you'll see, like this K-Web on a 5-minute chart. If I put it up, let's take a look. And this is a good lesson. I'm glad you brought that up. You made me going, oh crap, it just broke below its 10 period moving average. I'm getting out, which in this market might not be a bad thing. But if you want to look at the big picture and slow things down, you can go to a 15-minute chart, and there's you go. And really, it's just now touching its 10 period. Of course, if the market rolls over here, and all bets are off. But You see what I'm saying? It can help keep you in a trade, especially in this market. I don't know if you want to be kept in a trade, but yeah, we could be rolling back over here. Let's see. I do have a stop in the Spidey. I like the way this Baidu was on my list today. The way it was kind of holding up relative to the rest of the stocks, but had a nice move at the open and then rolled over with the rest of them. Yeah, buy, stop, drop, and roll. Yep. It's okay to nibble a small size, but if it's just I can't stress how small of a size you really need to go in this market. I mean, it's pulling up the spies here. I mean, whereas back over here, maybe you could take half size, but boy, when you get in this kind of volatility, I mean, sometimes I take 1/10 size. It's just crazy. But I can definitely see uh, a doji today. This is why I don't want to, you know, panic out of a lot of stuff. Gosh, this WRD, I thought it was going to go today, and well, it had a good start, like a lot of things, and then just petered out. Apple's at a critical level. You can see it is huge pivot level right here. Bam, bam. And if that doesn't hold, which if the market continues like it is, yeah, this could have a nice little drop to it. Tesla got real close to that gap fill this morning. I'd have to let's see how close it got. See, the close was 213.65. The high was 218.72, and it got to 27. So it did close if you use that high, but it didn't fill the gap if you use the close. So that could be, that could have potential for, a nice. I'll definitely be watching this one tomorrow for a potential bar reversal because it could be explosive or it could be ugly to the downside. And if you stretch it out, I mean, here's the trend going back to this low in 2023. We could have a date with that in the coming days or weeks if this sell-off continues. That would be around, the 175 level. So basically another 50 points potentially in Tesla if it wants to, because boy, if it breaks this level, yeah, I don't see. I, that's in the cards. You can't be long that thing. I haven't been looking at the races lately because definitely not a. Oh, that was a good move, Teva. But and there's Apple. My alert. And there goes the market. Let's take a look. 219.38. So you got that level. 219.71. Yeah. So this is definitely banging on the door, trying to crack the ice, as Steve would say, chipping away at it. The market potentially rolls over to lows. And the small size in Amazon will just be cut if it breaks this level here where my alert is. Jay, are you talking about Apple or are you talking about the market in general? Yeah, I one of my biggest fears is missing a rally, and so I'm constantly, taking shots for a potential, uh, rally. But so you're talking about the SPY. Well, let's take a look at the SPY. Let's see what we have here. Let's take a look at all the. I mean, it's in no man's land right here. Let me draw a little line here and just show you. Okay, it's really in no man's land. I guess one could argue a little bit of a pivot here. So you can go back even further. Yeah, you're not gonna find anything else. So yeah, a little bit of pivot here. If it can hold, uh, it breaks that. Obviously, you got a nice 540 level. You got that. Uh, but and then once again, I look at trend lines, and I always, because if this, I mean, we're overdue. We're overdue a huge correction, and I'm not talking 10%. I'm talking, potentially 30 or 40. I know that sounds painful, but come on, man, why does this do this? Ugh. So yeah, I mean, 500 definitely could be in the cards. there's your trend, and obviously there's a lot of support along the way, but uh, for us to have a huge drop, see what would that be from 500? What are we talking about? 20%, 25%? I could see it easy. Well, here's the thing. I'm always looking for levels. I know we're extremely oversold, and a bounce could come. You know, rip rip facing bounce could come at any time. I mean, all you got to do is look at this chart, and we are extremely oversold. Doesn't mean that one has to come. It just means, uh, you got that rubber band, excuse me, really stretched hard, and it's due a bounce. Now, I would not be looking. I would be looking to probably, scalp it for a couple of days if we get one, but uh, and you always hang on to some to see if it's if it's the bottom. But I would definitely be scalping the majority of it for sure. But it has, and we'll take a look at the cues real quick. Yeah, this one could argue that this is definitely could be considered a small pivot. I mean, you do have an area right there, a couple, nothing big though. It's not a major support level at all, but I can see where it could generate a bounce. Uh, but boy, definitely been some selling going on. Oh yeah, I was gonna look at the cues. All right, let's do that same thing. Let's draw us a line so we can get a good level of where we're at. And kind of the same kind of thing you're seeing in the SPY. Uh, I can definitely see uh, a small pivot here, but nothing major. You got that, gap. Probably this was an all-time high, so that would definitely be considered a nice data point. And then that's kind of where we're at right now. And you do have some areas where we could consider that to be a small pivot there. So I do, like I said, my biggest fear is always like missing a rally. The key, I think most trade. I mean, what you want to do in an environment like this, if you're mostly alongside, trader, is you don't want to get destroyed, and try to keep yourself above, what the averages are down. So let's say I don't have no idea, but I'm going to say, what are they down 13? Q's maybe down 13, 14% right now. I think I'm down 6%, from the top. So I'm happy with that. Kind of gives me now where I could lose out, if you miss out on just a huge rally and the market catches up. So I want to stay ahead of the S&P. Yeah, Jim, that's true. We're gonna hopefully be getting the beta here pretty soon, so we can start testing it. Right now, it's just been kind of Dan and Brad pounding away at it, but yeah, this is one where you could probably do well on the short side too on the money machine in this environment. Gosh, it was mad. I came in long, some SSRM yesterday, and of course, look at the silver sells off really hard, and then it's not doing much either. Okay, market is getting a little bit of a bounce here. Well, I survived. Baidu's my biggest position. I survived. I got a stop in there at like 93.88 and survived that little downturn. Yeah. We're working with some single stock stuff too. They are, where you can basically hook up the money machine and like play something like Tesla on both sides, just based upon, on our algo that's in there, which for those that don't want to be jumping in a lot of these obscure stocks or low floats and things like that, you'll be able to just hook up a single stock to it if you want to and just uh, let it ride. Oh, did he show that in the video last week, Jim? I missed that one. It reversed 3 times alive. Was he trading? Was it Tesla? Turned to profit. Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, that's so like on the money machine when you have these low floaters and I know like some of the numbers we've been pulling out of that. There's going to be some slippage just because you have spreads and just slippage from trading volatile stocks. But when you start being able to trade, I know Tesla has a spread, but some of these big caps, it'll be a I'll put more faith behind that because I know the liquidity is there. Stocks trading 103 million shares. Tesla, I think you're probably looking at a what 10-cent spread, which in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be that. You're talking about dollars of moves. $3 or $4, and yeah, 10 cents not going to make that much difference as far as the profits losses go. P&L. All right, WRD, this is going to be your last chance, and I'm probably going to thin out. Yep, exactly right. It's the cost of doing business. Jay, obviously it's not new because it's not new to the public yet, but just what we were talking about, this automation with the money machine and some of the other stuff we're doing, I'm more excited about that than anything. But I got to get my hands on it, and play around with it. Uh, I but other than that, I think a lot of the trade wave is probably my favorite, just because I really believe it can help a lot of traders, trade just by uh, looking. Well, let's just pull it up real quick. See if we see anything. And we'll do. I'd like to see them get a. And since it's on a 5 minute, let's put our time frame on a 5 minute. Just what I was congratulating Bill to get off of. But all right, so let's take a look at some of this stuff that's coming through. Okay, there's the Tesla short. Then what I gotta do? We're gonna do ETFs. Of course, it's a tough market to be playing this stuff into today, but you can see kind of what I was looking for to pop. Now I have a 10 period moving average. It uses some sort of crossover, algorithm. Seeing a lot of the airlines. That was actually a 1030. Okay, so I'm going too far back. But I think where it would be beneficial to me if if you have stocks. Now Delta would potentially a good one there. That would have been at. Oh, no, that was 1045. Yeah, this is yeah. So nothing's really coming through lately. I mean, Pcor, but where I would like to put it on is just turn it on a stock. Of course, I'm a swing trader, so I would like it more on the daily in the Market Explorer. Yeah, Jay, it's in the Market Explorer. If you just go to New and put Market Explorer, you right click, select Strategies and Trade Wave. Now, I would be more interested in the daily. Obviously, being a swing trader and not intraday, I don't really care that much about 5 minute candles. But that's a pretty. Now remember what kind of market we're in right now. Okay, so probably not the best for looking at these things. That would have been a good one. I'm not sure exactly the time it came in here. Does it tell more of the time on the no? Well, that ICCL, looking pretty good there. If it get above that 621. What? Okay, I got to put my got to be on browser charts. You got to be on a browser chart, and then I may have messed up sometimes when you do these things after you've had these other charts up a while. Let me do this. Let me take it off and just pull up one that I already have it on browser. So let's just go to homework chart. That's a browser one. All right, so let's go to FX. Put the trade wave. And let's take a look at that, like ICL. So there's your signal. There's your B signal right there in ICL. Uh, take a look at some of these other ones. It's a big gap up. That you gotta find ones that aren't gapping up. Okay, so it does have the closing price. So it looks, I guess it looks for a close of a candle. I'm not sure it's a 5 or 15 minute, but you do not have to wait for the end of the day to get these things. So you are getting them kind of in real time. So I think this could be very, very helpful. Like look over here, look at this sun right here, B, boom, just a beautiful move. Okay, so just it's a good way to, get traders who are really new to basically know when to buy. Don't be chasing candles way up here, especially if you're like swing trading or if you're day trading and you're playing momentum, that's fine. But even for like scalping, and you're not playing momentum, you're just kind of looking for entries. This is a great little tool that can help you, and you can put any chart on here, and if there is a signal, it will display it. So let's go through the big boys real quick and see. Okay, I'm gonna close this one out. Let's go through the big boys. See if we had, because you can also play this on the short side, like sell signal right there in Netflix. Okay, working. Tesla sell signal way up here. Now, if you're swing trading, yeah, you're gonna have to sit through maybe a little pain. That's why when you're swing trading and you're going short, I always recommend going really small size, because when you do get some action like this, you can hold it for a really long time because you have not had another B signal yet. So theoretically, you should still be in the short in Tesla if you took this from right here. So there's Nvidia's. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be seeing any Bs. So anyway, it's a good tool on any time frame. If you do want to scalp, I would probably recommend a 15-minute chart, and you don't have to play the signals in the Market Explorer. You can use your watch list. Maybe you have a watch list of 30 stocks that you really like to trade, and you can just kind of put the 15-minute uh, trade wave up and on a 15-minute chart and just go from there. Let's just do this and see if we have anything today. Put this time frame on 15-minute. Let's see, since I'm in Amazon, let me see if there was a signal any time today on the 15-minute. Yeah, right at the open. I missed that. Yeah, in a choppy market, you will get a lot of these signals back and forth. If it's not so choppy, they'd be more smooth. Maybe these things would last longer, but we're seeing a lot of chop now in the market. Buy signal immediately followed by sell signal. Yeah, Barry's still in the trading room. He sure is. He just doesn't do. He was having trouble, I think, with the uh, streaming. on his computer for some reason. It was causing some issues, so he stopped streaming it to YouTube. But yeah, you can go to our trading room uh, and sign up for it, Jay. If you're not in there, it's pretty easy. You just go to tradeIdeas.com. You go down to the footer section and go to the trading room, and there you'll see where to sign up. And I could just drop this for you. Hopefully, it won't have my email. Yeah, that did get me out of some of it. So just in and out. All right, thank you, Jay. Oh, I trust me, I get it anyway. Yeah, I was gonna make sure that stop worked on that Baidu. Yes, it did. All right. Once again, guys, it's not. You got to really be patient in this. It's just sellers are in control until they're not, and it's okay to try to play a bounce with small size. But even then, adhere to your stops. Just like I'm about to, even though it's small size, if this breaks through its 5 day and it's that 195 level, Amazon will be gone too. There is the alert. And gosh, I got such small size. I'm going to give it a little bit of wiggle and jiggle. Oh, sorry. I was reading a text to me. All right, let's take a look over here. No, Jay, I don't. You talking about like options? No, I don't get too in depth when it comes. I try to keep it simple. I just more of a price action, volume. Excuse me. Let me get some water. Well, actually, I'm having coffee. But no, I don't try to get too in depth with strikes and things like that. It's funny, Tesla's holding up as well as anything. Let's take a look at some of the what XPAB, man, that you can't stop that thing. And I can't figure out Neo why it's. I mean, all they did today was push back their earnings date again. I mean, it's fourth quarter on March 21st. So I have seen any reason why this thing could be up should be up 10%. Right, right. Okay, I got you. Yeah. No, no. I'm much more in and out kind of guy. I like to look for setups and if of course this is not the market I do, but if in a decent bull market, yeah, I like to look for setups and kind of almost anticipate with some size, and then when it happens, I buy more. Uh, and I'm usually like the first, within 2 days, I'm selling, at least half of it, and so yeah, my probably average. Now, there's been stocks where I stayed in like Alibaba. Uh, I was in this, for a while. Not so much on this move, but the last move. I think I was in it, but I sold too early here. But and of course that was a big move too. But on this day, on this move right here, I think I was in this thing for a couple of weeks. As long as it works for me. Now that doesn't mean I'm not taking some profits on the way. But what I like to try to do is hang on to 20% of it. As long as it's working for me until it breaks down. Uh, I try to do that as well. So I will. There has been trades where I'll stay in for like 3 months on a small position, but usually after about 4 or 5 days, and it's probably, I'm not saying this is a good thing because I left a lot on the table, but yeah, I'm the type. I'd like to take 75 to 80% off within the first 5 days, then hang on to a little bit. Yeah, there's two schools of thought there. Typically, on a drive down like this, when you sold off, a lot of your ones that will have the biggest run to them are the ones that's been beaten up too much. Let's take a look at some of these ARC stocks. As a matter of fact, my ARC, you know, uh, typically what I'll do is when I feel a turn is I'll catch these ones because I know there's going to be some short covering. I know there's going to be some new interest, a lot of new interest coming in, thinking they're buying it dirt cheap. So typically, uh, on a like the bottom of a bear market, your best bet is not to go into the ones that have been holding up well, that are strong. It's typically the smaller cap, just because they've been beaten up the most, and you can get a lot of bang for your buck. But so yeah, I will focus on you know maybe some AI stocks have been beaten up, some nano nukes, although SMR is having a pretty good day today. Uh, Now there's some junk out there you gotta be careful. I mean, that are it's probably going belly up. I'm not saying go find, dollar stocks and buy them. I'm talking about stock companies that have been around a while, beaten up, maybe lost, 60, 70% off their all-time highs. And yeah, I mean, if they're heavily shorted, probably the better. Amazon trying to hold that level. Now Tesla, I'd have to throw that one in there. I mean, gosh, it's down what, maybe 50% or more from its all-time highs? Close to 500, yeah. So, yeah, Tesla would definitely be one that could, have a crazy, crazy bounce. I'd love to be in it when it does, but who knows when that's coming? Like I said earlier, could go all the way down to that trend line. Yeah, and you know what? If this is kind of a different market as far as like your target on Amazon. Now Amazon is one of those ones that been beaten up. Let's go draw this, make it big, and you kind of have some nice little pivot level right here for potential bounce in Amazon. Now it actually can come, I gotta leave that one there. It could also come to right here pretty easily. That would be the next stop, which you got real close to yesterday. Uh, got a gap fill right there. But once again, when you get selling like we have now, nothing's etched in stone. And let's go ahead and draw a trend line in this because it's very important when you're looking at these, you know, because not a lot of people look at them. And I don't know why this thing's not drawing until I click on it. But there's your trend line, a beautiful trend line there in Amazon. And it's probably going to marry up if it comes down to, right there. Or you got these two tops over here. By the time maybe it gets there, maybe that trend be going sideways. But But as far as target, this would be a trade, yeah, that I would definitely if it get if it came back up, you can see the 10 period moving average, how it keeps hitting it, and bam, bam, bam. So, uh, so what would happen in here since I have small size, I would need it to get it back above, the 200 day for me to add buy more. And then, maybe I'm like to scalp out half, if it does get up to that 10 period moving average. I'm definitely until this market has proven, it's found a bottom. Yeah, I don't buy something in hopes that oh boy, I've reached the bottom. You could, but you can't. I don't think that. I'm looking to scalp out half in this kind of tape really quick, and then cut the other half. If I feel the market's going to roll back over. Yeah, this is not a buy and hold market by any means. You got to be going in this, looking to maybe, scalp some. Uh, and market is trying to roll back over the lows. Qs are anyway. I think Elon gave one to that little guy that I guess he's suffering from cancer. That uh, FBI made him an official FBI agent. That was pretty cool. I thought. That his name, DJ. All right, we got 5 more minutes, and market is doing absolutely nothing but gyrating back and forth. Good time to keep it tight. Faz is coming through my, yeah, not really moving that much, but it's coming through. Tesla looks like it's gonna roll back over now, but I can just it's textbook seeing it like that. Yeah, the Qs looks like they want to head to lows, and Amazon barely hanging on to its 5 day there. What's Apple doing? Did it finally give up? Where'd it go? It's trying to hold on. Now you still got Bitcoin leading the way, silver right behind it, GDX, quick move out of the gates, and then it's kind of riding the slide down. UMC had a nasty, almost bought some on that drive down this morning. That was just awful. Look at that thing, just came all the way down. I came real close to buying some. Uh, no, I think Bitcoin. Well, if the market does, I think Bitcoin probably will. If we get a major crash in the market, yeah, I think all assets will probably get hit pretty hard. But uh, no, otherwise, I think it'll probably trade kind of with the cues. I don't know that much. I don't. I'm not in Bitcoin. Totaling up today, but it has been beaten up for sure, like the market over the last couple of months. All right, guys, that's it for today. I wish there was more to talk about, but we're kind of blah. Little more selling going on, but nothing like yesterday. That could change. We'll see what happens. But anyway, keep it tight out there. It's dangerous. Cash is the position. Be patient. All right, guys. I'll see you again on Friday. Okay, I'm doing two this week, so hopefully, come Friday, uh, we won't be licking wounds. All right, we'll be counting our money. Have a great one, guys. See you then. Bye bye.